Welcome back, everybody, to Den Excelsior, the mostly Marvel podcast. Right?
You got it.
Okay.
Got
It's episode 219. We're back after. Actually, we're not.
No,
We hiatus.
we did. We just took like 2 days. We took 2 days.
We're keeping on talking about the devil that dares, who maybe was conceived a second time.
Are you trying to find a fun way of saying Daredevil born again?
Yeah. Okay. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. We're doing Daredevil born again. I appreciate you letting me have Tuesday to myself because I really needed the time. I had like a online art competition and I was still making art on Tuesday for the competition. So I just
consider this art.
This is not a competition. I never said I don't consider this technically art. Well, let's just say I'm way better at winning the other stuff. How about that?
All right.
But no, I appreciate you helping delay. I also was just a little stressed out, like that for whatever reason Disney Plus dropped 2 episodes at 6 o'clock of this show, and we typically record our show at 8 o'clock Pacific time, which would be 2 hours after the show dropped. So it's a little like I like to have a little time to digest.
Hey man, I was getting off a plane and I was still ready to go.
That's fine. I did let you know on Sunday or Monday, so I'm not sure why you were still trying to be ready to go.
I'm not saying when I read that text.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. But I was just trying to say I appreciate you. Okay, so take the compliment.
How was your week? That was you were in the LBC, if I'm not mistaken.
I was in the LBC on Friday. It was cool. It was all right. There were things I liked about. I went to the Abilities Expo for the first time, being held at the Long Beach Convention Center instead of Los Angeles. I will say much easier experience getting in. No elevators were required for me to get in. Parking was way easier. I got my chair checked out by the Permobile crew right away. Then I just spent the rest of the day just looking at cool opportunities or
what's the meta this year?
It was a lot of wheelchair stuff for sure, still, as always. I was kind of bummed to see way less stuff for a lot of other disabilities, but I think the thing that I saw popping up a lot more this time around was clothes for people with autism. So sensory clothing. I thought that was kind of cool. Just look like very comfortable clothes. You know what I mean? That is, I should say, is targeting people with autism, but doesn't necessarily exclude other people from just enjoying the comforts of it too.
Accessible shirts with magnets in them should be the norm.
Exactly. See, so there you go. Yeah, it's kind of like the accessibility space is kind of like the reverse of the military, right? Like the military always gets like the best technology and then it trickles down over time to the regular people. I think it's the accessibility space is another space where we're just not even looking at it until like you happen to come across a shirt with magnets on it. And you're like, why did I not have this before? So it's a pretty cool thing. But I will say the traffic getting out of there was terrible. It took me 3 hours to get to San Diego from Long Beach at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, it's your fault.
It's my fault.
No one leaves at 2:30.
Sorry, that's when I was done. I was done then. But no, it was a pleasant experience. The weather was nice. The area was nice. I loved the trees. It was really beautiful. I loved the view I had while I was leaving the city for a while. It was a lot of ocean I got to stare at. but yeah, no, it was fun. And then when I got home, I was like, I need to just decompress. And then I spent the whole weekend making art because I was trying to uh, crank stuff out for a competition on Tuesday. So it was a really long week that finally like slowed down for me yesterday, and I finally took the time to watch Daredevil, and I'm very happy to have had a day to process it and be ready to talk about it with you tonight. But aside from that, there was obviously always nerding out that occurs. So I'm just curious, like, what did you nerd out on? Like you went on a trip, right? You were in Texas.
Yeah, I was in Texas visiting my dad with Selena and her family. That was
Well, you brought Selena's family went to Texas too.
her parents. Yeah,
Okay. Was there a reason her parents went to Texas as well?
I think it was one of those things where like my dad had always extended an invitation, and it's I think as well, without being negative, like you know, you ever go see somebody like, oh, you should come visit this where I live, you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened enough time for finally we're like we kind of called him out on it, and then he said yes, and then her parents were like, yeah, we're down, and then next thing you know, we're like, oh, we're all going to Texas.
Okay. Did
That was
everybody
fun. It
have
was a fun
fun?
trip. Everyone had a good time. I got to go back where I grew up, see some friend or see a friend there, and then yeah, hang out in San Antonio. You know, it's always fun when I go now. Obviously, I don't do the touristy thing or thing, so it was fun to do that again. The Riverwalk, I think, remains one of the coolest pieces of like public land use space. It is a pretty neat area. Saw the Alamo. Alamo's great. Funny enough,
I feel like the River Rock's a little nicer than the Alamo.
they actually just redid the Alamo, so it is nice.
Did they
now.
redo the battle too?
Yeah, and
Okay,
they'd fixed the basement.
Oh, I just thought like maybe they fought over it again one more time before they.
Well, you can say we still kind of are right now, depending on where you what history you choose to align with on the Alamo.
Yeah.
Funny enough, on the Alamo, they built like a museum on the ground, like a proper museum on the grounds that you can go to with, you know, artifacts and whatnots. And the name Phil Collins kept popping up. So finally we walk over to like a plaque, and it's that Phil Collins. Apparently he's just a fan. He's a fan of the Alamo.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff in there is from his personal collection.
Okay.
And he does like narrations throughout the museum. But yeah, he's in it for the love of the game, apparently.
Interesting to know. Phil Collins is not American, is he?
No. I think he's Australian, or no.
Is he British?
I don't think he's British. Phil Collins is a English singer, drummer, songwriter.
Yeah.
There you go.
British. He's a Brit. Lover. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Fun fact you just learned on Dan Excelsior today.
But yeah, you know, always a good time going over there. Saw my grandparents. My grandmother made breakfast for me one day, and that is a thing I realized that might not happen again, unfortunately. So I definitely cherish that moment for what it was. But otherwise, a great trip.
Okay. I think you had a moment in your life.
A lot of moments in that trip. So.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm happy about that. Did you nerd out on anything on that trip?
The Phil Collins thing honestly threw me in for a pretty big loop.
Okay. Fair enough.
I did a lot of research on like him, on why and where his fascination comes from. That was probably the only true nerding out. Now that I did.
Gotcha.
Oh, actually, no. What the fuck am I saying? We went to one of the days we were gonna go north of San Antonio. It's a really small country town, Julian like in its appeal. Old town that has fancy restaurants now. Along the way, I'm like, you know what? There's like a flea market on the side of the road, and you know me, I love a good flea market. I love good thrift. So we had some time to kill, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And we went, and literally the first booth I saw was a guy selling comics, and on his he had his boxes out, of course, but then he had like a mini display rack, and on it were like hip hop comics, Marvel hip hop comics. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. And I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, I got a bunch here. And long story short, I spent way too much money on the side of the road buying Marvel hip hop comics to add to my collection.
Nice.
And it was kind of funny because like when he showed me, he's like, yeah, just pull what you want. I'll start pricing everything. And I pulled on my phone because I have my checklist. And he's like, oh, you're serious? I'm like, yes, I am serious about this collection. And I found some really good gems to piece out my collection. Fun. I would have bought more, but he was a cash only establishment, and we were kind of pressed on time. Didn't have time to go get more cash, but like, I was just super stoked that like that was probably the last thing I would have expected to buy on this trip.
Yeah,
and I was able to pick up some comics.
I think that's one of my favorite things about traveling is being reminded how many other people in this world enjoy the things that I enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's, I think I have had this weird fortune in my life or weird just luck, or I don't know what you want to call it, like coincidence, but like, that's cool. Whenever I travel to like outside of this country, for some reason, where I end up, nice, a Comic-Con appears. I have been to Italy and Tokyo coincidentally, just accidentally, the same weeks that they had Comic-Cons.
I love a good local Comic-Con.
Yeah, but it's just a weird thing that I've seen, like, just not planned on. I did not go to the Italy one. I did actually go to the Tokyo one. And it was just weird because, like, you know, I think Tokyo, you know, you've seen Lost in Translation, right? Like, that movie is a very moving experience when you watch it the first time, even if you've never been to Japan. But when I went to Japan, I traveled by myself, like, basically every day because my wife was working. It was a business trip for her. I felt like that movie the whole time. And it hits because you do feel like you're in an alien world because, like, no one speaks your language. You know what I mean? Like, they just, I mean, not no one, but most people just don't speak English.
Yeah.
And you start to feel alone. You start to feel like very isolated, and it was a very emotional thing to end up going to a Comic-Con where I met other people from other countries, like England and Australia and stuff, like, that spoke English, and suddenly to be around people that like the same thing I did, and also to be around people that don't speak my language and like the same things I do. It's very powerful. So, like, I think that's one of the coolest things you can do is go to local things like flea markets or garage sales or whatever you want to call it, like that you will find a common ground with somebody. So that's a really cool thing that you got to do. So, and those are cool comics. So I'm happy your collection is growing. That's awesome. I binged a lot of things that were better than Monarch.
Are you caught up? Because there was a new one today.
Oh, I won't be caught up on Monarch for a while, bro. I'm still on like episode 6 of season 1.
Okay.
I hate it so much that I
kind of
just
shit the
I,
bed a little bit.
I watch it in slow little bursts. But then I remembered that I never finished the last season of For All Mankind.
No, yeah,
So
there's a new season now.
I know I caught up because I basically, while I was doing photo editing on like Sunday and Monday, I just let it play on one screen, and I just watched like 8 episodes of For All Mankind, or 9 episodes plus the new season, the first
The
episode of that.
spinoff soon too.
Oh, there's a spinoff. What's it called?
It's Star City.
Okay, I see it. I
It's
see it. Mhm.
the Russians' point of view of the first season.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I could see that. Yeah, but no, it's a fantastic show. I would say the season 4 that I was watching is the roughest patch of the show, but season 5 looks optimistic so far, and so I'm excited about that. I also realized when we did the show last week that I forgot that Invincible had come back as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we should have been talking about Invincible also last week, but it ended up I watched all 4 or 5 episodes that were available last week after we recorded the show. And then I watched this week's episode today, and oh my god, that the shock value of that show never stops shocking. I will say that it's but it is a really cool like
Oh, we get the boys next week too.
I
Oh,
know.
damn.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's pretty crazy, dude. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. So, like, I think we're we're in the opposite of a drought right now. It's a tsunami of superhero content right now. But Invincible, man, I would love for you to catch up on that show right now, because like
I've consistently watched each season when I've taken a sick day, like a legitimate sick day.
okay.
So I'm to keep with tradition.
Yeah.
I just
No.
need to get sick.
Fingers crossed, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that Invincible got easier for me to watch today because I was watching it consistently with my wife for the last 4 seasons or whatever. But today on episode, I think it's 6 of season 4, she officially tapped out. The violence was too great. And she said, "You know what? This is your show now. I'm out. Bye." And then she just walked out the door. Yeah. So that is a fair warning to anyone who is sensitive to violence, that if you somehow made it all the way to season 4 of Invincible, this week's episode might be a bit much. It might be too much. Yeah. But I actually really I love it because like I do think that it deals with a lot of really cool concepts, and I really love the journey that Omni-Man has gone on over the course of the show. You know, it could have been a very simple story that they told with him, but it is a very complicated story, and he is a very toxic individual. You know what I mean? But like he is in his own way trying to find a path to being better. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say it's a path to full redemption, whatever. I don't know that someone like him totally deserves fully being redeemed, but you know, he's got to come to terms with what he's done as a person, to the ones he loved, to the ones that he didn't even know. And I think this show is a really beautiful exploration of that. It's really cool, and there's all kinds of zany shit along the way too, so it's really fun. But yeah.
All right.
What you want to talk about? Yeah, please catch up on that show. Don't get sick. Don't wait till you're
No,
sick.
I need to catch up on it.
Okay.
I'm bummed I have not seen Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I've heard enough good things about it.
Yeah, I might check it out at some point. WonderCon was this weekend.
Yeah, apparently it was not great.
It was not great, but you know who I thought it was pretty great for? Jada Toys. They made a presence. They made the most out of it. They basically just showed off a lot of the same stuff they showed at Comic-Con last year, but they showed real actual prototypes now
Mhm.
instead of like designs like on a screen. They actually had the physical like toys for Scooby-Doo, for the Invincible toys, for Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and then what's the other one? Street Fighter. They had some more of those. And basically, like, I've been wondering for months now. I'm like, when are all these things coming? And they officially announced that pre-orders for all of that stuff are this month. This month, it's all going to be pre-orderable this month.
I think D23 tickets may have gone on sale. This week. What does a D23 ticket cost?
Too much.
$99 for a day.
Oh, that's not horrible, actually.
Yeah, but you got to buy the. Remember how they do like the other Honda Center now? Like you got to buy that.
Oh yeah, they split it up to 2 places, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No thanks. No thanks. But do you want to talk about news, or do you want to keep just talking about random conventions and stuff?
I have some news. If you want to talk about news, we can talk about
random shit too. Do it all.
All right. Let's start with the news from yesterday. April Fool's Day. A Target exclusive, not Target exclusive. Is it Target exclusive?
Yes.
Target exclusive Deadpool and Wolverine figure of Wolverine in the final scene, where basically shirtless Wolverine. Yeah, we knew this was coming.
Did we know it was coming?
Yes, we knew it was coming.
They had not announced it before.
I feel like.
Oh, you mean just in your bones you knew it was
just
coming.
In my bones. The minute they did the other Deadpool costume, the brown suit, I'm like, okay, they're going to milk this till the end. Gotcha. But I am surprised we got this before like a Gambit figure.
I know, right? I will say that this came out of nowhere as far as reveals go. They just announced, hey, pre-orders available today for this thing without ever mentioning it in a live stream. And what I think is so awesome about this is, like, I think it's become the norm, right? Is that an April Fool's joke that's kind of cool is worth being not a joke, right? Like, and so I will tell you this, I bought that thing so fast. And it was something I never knew I wanted. I never knew I needed it and wanted it. I don't even have the other figures from the line. I have not bought any of the Deadpool and Wolverine figures like that have come out in the last
so far in this line. There are 1, 2, you have full costume, sleeveless costume, brown costume, no costume, shirtless costume. That's 5 Wolverines.
Yeah.
2 Deadpools.
No, more than 2 Deadpools.
Well, 2 Wade Wilson Deadpools, but multiple variants at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
You got a X-23, you got a Blade. Yeah, there's still a lot left.
I mean, do we know that Cowboy Deadpool is not also Wade Wilson?
I don't know that. You're right.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it's a silly line, and that's why I was like, I don't really need these, but for some reason I needed that, and it was so funny because I went and told my wife when she got home from work. I was like, look at this thing that I had to get, and she looked at it and she's like, this is April Fool's joke. I was like, then why did Target take my money? And she's like, no, it's an April Fool's joke. And she like did so much like quick investigating, and then eventually she's like, it's real. It's like, yes, it's real. Of course it is. But I will say I did see some pretty mean April Fool's jokes from other companies that were not as fun as this one. So Thumbs up, Hasbro. I like this one. This is a good one. I approve.
All right. Next up, if you want to pick up Avengers Armageddon #1 this June, the debut issue of the summer event, you'll also get a exclusive Magic the Gathering card featuring Spider-Man, Red Hulk, Wolverine, and Iron Man.
Okay.
That's all.
Interesting.
We have to do some comic book news every now and then.
Every now and then. That's more like.
Speaking of trading cards, I did get a Huntrix meal for lunch this week. You know what this is?
Meal?
So McDonald's has like adult Happy Meals right now.
Oh, okay.
For you can do lunch for Huntrix or breakfast for the Saja boys.
What's a adult Happy Meal? What's the burger?
It's a 10-piece nugget with demon sauce.
Okay.
A medium fry that includes a shaker bag with ramyun powder.
Okay.
And so you put the fries in powder and shake them. And then it also includes a drink. And then you get
no burger?
No burger.
Okay.
10-piece nugget.
Yeah.
You also get a card pack in there.
Okay.
Like an idle card for one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they've been doing like adult.
Which one did you get?
Oh, I got a roomie. I pulled the roomie first try.
Okay.
They've been doing adult.
Was that your goal? Was that your goal?
I was gonna take a roomie or Zoe.
Really? So you like the wrong ones? I see.
I didn't know there was a right one.
Oh, Mira is the right one.
How's Mira the right one?
If you don't know, you just don't know.
Okay.
You just don't know. Mira is the right one all day, every day.
Okay.
Best one.
Go buy more Happy Meals. No, you didn't know this?
Fit check for my napalm era is the best line in that whole damn movie.
Makes no sense.
It's too bad.
Technically, that line's written by Rumi.
I don't care that it's written by Rumi. It's delivered by Mira. It's delivered by Mira with excellence. It's okay. No, I didn't know about this. I don't eat McDonald's.
They do one every couple months, but yeah, it's basically like a adult portioned meal with some type of trinket or item with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got the one you wanted.
Yes.
That's cool. What else you
got? You play some Fortnite. You can go back to the end game times as Fortnite OG Season 8 brings back the Marvel event that was running during 2018, where everyone had to fight Thanos.
Oh, I didn't realize that's in this one. It's in this one.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool that they get to do the events still.
Yeah.
Like the license events.
That's cool.
So what happens when Fortnite OG does it catch up?
It feels like it's on pace to eventually catch up. It's going pretty fast.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've been playing a little Fortnite here and there, and it's kind of losing it for me right now.
Oh, they got Bugs Bunny with the fucking gun.
They do have Bugs Bunny, and that's not that great. And The Rock. They brought back The Rock somehow. They decided it just feels way less cool that The Rock is in it this time around than it did.
Like Brie Larson.
You know, the last time when I started playing Fortnite is when The Rock showed up.
Oh yeah, I have a Rock action figure behind me.
I know.
Yeah, he's right there.
But The Rock was not the reason I showed up. It was Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
that was the Spider-Man season. It happened to also have The Rock in it too. So
that's a good season.
It was a good season. This one's not as great. Bugs Bunny and The Rock is not as cool as Spider-Man and The Rock. Just saying.
I mean, we can talk about it real quick, but have you seen that Moana trailer?
Oh yeah.
I get why. But man, he looks bad.
You get why what?
why you got to cast The Rock for that.
I feel like he has none of the charisma that the cartoon character had. Zero, which is so.
And he's old as shit.
Yeah, and it's so depressing because he's literally the guy who played the character. But it feels almost like now that the camera's on him, he has to like look cool or something, but he doesn't look cool. He looks stupid. I don't know, man. I feel like there's some machismo going on or something that's like, you could just cut loose, man. This character is crazy. This character is like the Hawaiian equivalent of Loki. Why are you not giving all of the cartooniness that you could? And you're just, man. And then the wig is not good. It's rough, man. It's rough. Yeah. None of the charm. Like, so I'm bummed. I'm bummed with that trailer. I, to this day, still do not understand why they insist on doing live action remakes
they make fucking money
that are not with the Muppets. Muppets versions of all
Muppets
of them
don't make money. That's why.
But a Muppets remake of Moana would be.
That's why they're taking out their land at Disney World.
That's such a bummer. They don't know how to use the Muppets, man. They don't know how to use them.
Speaking of puppets, have you been to the Bob Barker Marionette Theater?
No.
About Bob Baker? Bob. You know what I'm talking about.
Rick Baker?
The Marionette Theater in LA.
No.
Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. There's a apparently very famous marionette theater, puppet theater.
Yeah, I got that from
here in LA.
3 times you said that.
And multiple people have recommended going for various reasons. That it's not necessarily for kids. This Muppet theater.
It's probably not Bob Barker. It's probably Rick Baker, maybe. I don't know.
Bob Baker Marionette Theater.
Bob Baker. Okay.
There you go.
Never heard of Bob Baker.
All right. But you have heard of Spider-Man No Way Home. And now it's going to be on Disney Plus.
I did not know it was not on Disney Plus.
April 14th, you'll get it back on Disney Plus.
It's been there before, right?
Nope.
It was at one point on Disney Plus. Or was it not? Is it that I bought it? I bought it so that I could watch it whenever.
You bought it. Remember, this is technically a Sony movie.
Yeah, no, I know. So but the other Sony movies are on Disney Plus.
The other take some time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fair enough. It's a cool movie. I saw a TikTok this morning of like a girl watching it for the first time who is clearly a fan of all the other Spider-Man movies, but has somehow never seen this one. And it brought back a lot of the feels of that movie. It's a very cool movie for people who like Spider-Man movies. So that's exciting. Maybe I'll watch it again, but I already own it, so I can watch it whenever I want. So whatever.
Last but not least, we got some trailers. We got a new Masters of the Universe trailer, as well as a new Supergirl trailer. I'll let you take it away.
What? Why, Ricky? Why would you say it like that?
I like the Masters of the Universe trailer. I think it looks like a He-Man movie.
I think the Masters of the Universe trailer was less of a piece of shit than the first teaser that we got.
Yeah.
But it still looks like just a hot mess of a movie. I don't think He-Man looks nearly as roided out as He-Man should look. Dolph Lundgren was a better He-Man in size and shape. This guy,
he didn't have the hair.
I said size and shape. I'm talking about like his body. This guy's kind of scrawny.
Yeah.
This guy's kind of scrawny for He-Man.
Yeah.
I also don't know that I love that he's got.
I think he has a better face though.
I kind of wish he didn't have the armpit hair. I kind of like the idea that He-Man like shaves all his body hair for the look. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure
gets waxed.
I'm pretty sure Dolph Lundgren didn't have armpit hair. I don't know. I could be wrong. But it looks okay. I'll watch it on Netflix, of course, because it's going to be on Netflix. But I will tell you this. I loved me that Supergirl trailer. I loved it for several reasons, but one being that I love a trailer that says, "Look, we're going to do something in this movie that might not be for everyone, and we just want you to be we want to be upfront with you and let you know." And I say that because in this movie they reveal the plot of the movie, the overall plot, like, is that Crypto, who is her best friend, who is the only other survivor of her family on Krypton and Kandor, Crypto is mortally injured at some point in this movie. He's poisoned, and Supergirl has 3 days to find an antidote to save this dog. And so she goes on a tear across the galaxy. Basically, the obvious, low-hanging fruit is she's John Wicking her way through the galaxy to get what she needs to save her dog. Right. I'm so happy they showed this. I needed to show this to my wife because my wife is, aside from gore and violence, like that turned her off of Invincible today, she cannot handle seeing animals in danger or animals in peril. Doesn't matter her, man. It's all fake, dude. Invincible's a cartoon. It doesn't matter.
I would like to unpack that. Like, does alien animal?
Don't be racist, Ricky. Don't be racist.
If they're hurt, does it still elicit the same emotion?
Yes. So my point is, I showed her this trailer, and I had a very good idea of what was going to happen when she saw this trailer. And by the end of the trailer, she said, "That movie looks great. You're going to watch it on your own. I will watch it at home in the comfort of my home, but I will not go watch it in the theater," because she can't. And we're pretty sure the dog is going to survive that movie, right? Like, do you think you're not going to kill Crypto? If Lex Luthor didn't kill Crypto,
stars if they kill that dog.
What's that?
If they kill Crypto, it tells me they're serious.
Okay, sure, but I don't think you want to be that serious. Okay, I don't think you want to be. But I think that if Lex Luthor didn't kill Crypto in the first movie, I don't think some random alien's going to be responsible for killing Crypto. So I will say that I do think, and I believe that this movie is about way more than that. I believe that this movie is really about Kara Zor-El dealing with the trauma of losing everything, and attaching all of that to Crypto, putting all of the burden of her self-worth and comfort on this dog. And so when that dog is put in peril, she has to wrestle with what that means to her existence, and I think that's the exploration that's going to take place in that movie. And so I really applaud that trailer for giving me all that. Now it's also giving me a nice candy wrapper of like, here's Lobo, doesn't he look great? And dude, he was born. He was born for that role. He was born for that role.
I just don't want the baby Groot-ification to happen to Crypto. I don't need that.
That's already happened. It already happened.
I don't need that.
It already happened. It's too late. It happened in the last movie. It happened in the last movie. That's what Crypto is. You just got to deal with it. But Lobo, chef's kiss, man. I am so happy for Jason Momoa to finally get to be the DC character that he always wanted to be. And so I am super excited for that movie. I really am. I think it's going to be awesome. I right now it is the movie I'm second most excited to see other than Spider-Man. I'm still not excited for Avengers.
When will that excitement kick in?
When they have way better trailers than they've given me so far.
Okay.
I would like a plot trailer. You know what I mean? I like that's what He-Man and Supergirl gave us this week. And I will say, He-Man plot trailer, boring. Just like whatever. It's just like, okay, cool. But you know what I mean? Like, I think the Supergirl trailer actually gave me a plot that I didn't see coming, and I appreciate it.
I think it
like the
definitely
angle.
feels like we're like missing one movie before Doomsday, and coincidentally, we are like a Spider-Man's that movie.
Yeah, we are, but I don't think it's gonna heal.
Yeah,
everything.
I don't feel like Spider-Man's gonna connect.
Yeah, it's too much burden on Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's gonna do a better job of pulling together Daredevil and the Punisher showcase than I think it's gonna do to do all the heavy lifting of Avengers and whatever that Doomsday. Yeah, but yeah, so far Spider-Man, super excited. Supergirl, very, very excited as well. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, it can watch that on Netflix. Cool.
All right.
I do think Jared Leto's British accent is funny.
I hope you get like a meh.
I can't, you know how like you love to do that. I'm gonna be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that movie, I don't think we deserve to be entitled enough to say I'm gonna be pissed. I think
no, it's very low hanging fruit for that movie.
It's such a low hanging fruit. Yeah,
that movie based on the trailers. Again, my checkbox is does it look like The Thing?
Yeah,
it's relatively like The Thing. Okay.
I will say this about one of your favorite things about the movie. You know why we love doing the show, why we love talking about all the media that we consume in TV and movies and video games and stuff, is you love the behind the scenes of it all. And I will say the only reason I'm not more excited for Supergirl is the behind the scenes of what's going on with Paramount and Warner Brothers is hurting my soul. You know what I mean? Like it's making me harden my heart to be like, can I get too excited about I see the smile on your face. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like this could all go away real fast, right?
This could all go away like super fast.
Yeah, and it only bums me out slightly that like the only two movies that we've gotten so far are both with the word super at the beginning of
the I guess all three would be, I mean, we'll
get a Clayface.
You know this does, yeah, it puts a lot of unfortunate pressure on Clayface for whatever that is.
Yes.
Because that will probably be the last. I believe Clayface is done shooting.
Yeah, Clayface and Green Lantern Lanterns is done shooting.
So like they're kind of the last bastions of where this universe, this pure untouched universe is at.
Well, they are filming Superman 2 right now.
Yeah, but
they are filming that. I mean, the deal isn't done yet, right? It hasn't been approved by every so the Superman could be done filming before that happens, but that doesn't mean they have to release it. There's a whole Batgirl movie that never got released. So
yeah.
But you know what I mean? The behind the scenes bums me out a little bit, like because like I just have to take the scraps that I'm getting and hope that it's allowed to continue and flourish. You know, like it's like a plant that you're watering and you're not good at watering plants, but like you think it's growing and then you start seeing dead leaves on it and you're like, did I already fuck this plant up? Is it already dead? Like, do I just give up on this plant now? You know what I mean? Like, am I wasting my time on this plant? That's what the DC universe feels like right now. And that sucks.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
So I'm not alone in this. You feel it too?
I think what makes it extra sucky is to your point is like, yeah, it is all Superman content up until this point,
right?
And it's all Superman content with this fucking dog. Remove crypto, damn it.
Okay, well, you added your own thing to it. You made it your own thing, but that's okay. Everybody's got their own point of view, and that's why we do the show.
The dog's a crutch. I don't like crutches.
Wow. I was just at the Abilities Expo. I don't think a lot of people there would appreciate that statement.
Yeah,
You want to talk about Daredevil?
I need to watch this back. Daredevil Born Again, episodes 2 and 3 of season 2.
Yep.
I was trying to work in an Abilities Expo joke with Daredevil. I realized that probably even in poor taste.
Probably in poor taste. If you're looking for the titles of the episodes, they were Shoot the Moon and The Scales and the Sword. And just to be clear, like, I don't know why they dropped these two episodes together. I don't know what the specific goal of that was. Like, you know, when I told Lindsay when we started watching it, like, hey, we get 2 episodes this week, she's like, they're burning them off. And I'm like, no, I don't think they're burning them, because they're literally filming a 3rd season right now. So they clearly are investing in this show, right? Like, this is a show.
It's a timing thing, because it's this, then a Daredevil, then
the Punisher, Spider-Man. Right? I think they're trying to get. Yeah, I think they're trying to get
this. Sorry, a Punisher, a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's.
So it almost sounds like this should have come out a week earlier in order to be on schedule. But for whatever reason it didn't. Okay. Because like normally
the premiere numbers on Q1 and the end numbers on Q2.
Yeah. And so I think the thing is, because like sometimes when they burn them, right, you can feel it. Why? You can feel like, oh yeah, if they had only given us this 1 episode, it would have been so unsatisfying. But because they gave us the 2, it's better, right? Like we got that last season, right? Last year, there was a week where they gave us 2, and one of them was the bank one, right? And then
the
weird one, right? And it's a cool episode, but like, I was happy they gave us the 2nd episode because it tied it back to the overarching story, right? Like, I think it even had Frank Castle in it in the 2nd one, and you're like, hell yeah. So I think I was kind of like setting myself up for that experience this week. I was like, you know what? I bet you the 2nd one, because I watched the episode 2, and I was like, okay, it's all right. I get it. But I bet you the 3rd one is when Jessica Jones comes. So I was kind of hyping myself up, and that was my bad entirely.
You'll get a White Tiger instead.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit, but and I'm not gonna say I'm mad at how this played out, like, but both of them. I think it's funny that one of the episodes is called Shoot the Moon, and I don't really feel like it even made it remotely to the moon. Like, it was okay. It was okay. But I do think, like, before I even rag on either of these episodes, I want to make one thing very clear. I appreciate the hell out of this show, because this show is showing us stuff that is happening every day in this country right now. But they're choosing to show this, and Disney's letting them show this, right? Disney is a corporation that has to bow down to a lot of higher powers, and they have chosen to take this property and trust people to run it, knowing, like, clearly that this show, which has always been, poking at the people in power that are oppressing, the masses and stuff. And so, like, to watch police officers targeting marginalized people and putting them in illegally detaining them in camps that are, where their rights are taken away from them, and no one can be in contact, and all these things, like, yes, it's very on the nose, right? Like, and it's a little different from previous seasons of Daredevil, because if you look at the previous 4 seasons of Daredevil, they were always kind of ahead of the curve. right? Like kind of saying like, hey, if you're not careful,
Mm-hmm.
this is where we're going to end up. But because of COVID and you know, and timing of everything, like and our current presidency and all these things, like now it's caught up, like reality's caught up to the show, right? And so it feels a little less edgy. Am I right in saying that? Or it feels a little less.
Unfortunately, we live in a world where yes, some of the stuff that's happening is and I don't think parody is the right word, but like
life is imitating art.
yeah.
More and more and more. And it's not like, I'm not gonna say that it's rote. I'm not gonna say that it's necessarily like boring, but I will say that I do appreciate that even when it isn't necessarily the most entertaining thing for me, I won't stop hating, or I won't stop liking the show, because I am always an advocate for more and more people uh, becoming aware of superhero content, about the media that I like, and making it available for all of us to talk about. And I have to believe there are people that are watching Daredevil Born Again, and they are upset by what they're seeing on the screen, right? And that's good. That's a good thing, because it should be upsetting, right? I think for me it's not upsetting, because I'm just like, yeah, duh. Like that, duh is the word, right? Like duh. Like, but I think there's a lot of people that still have their eyes closed to the atrocities that are going on in this world, and they also still like to enjoy cool superhero content. And sometimes the shiny wrapper of a superhero show is what you need to deliver the medicine.
I
You
mean,
know,
that's the
it's
hope,
the
right? Of
it's
like, okay,
yeah,
people wake
but
up to certain things that are happening through the lens of a Daredevil.
you get it, you get it. And so that excellent, excellent hat, great job. Fisk can fix it. You know what, Ricky? Go Fisk yourself. Fisk off. Was it? Is that what it says? Or
Fisk
Fisk
off,
you? Fisk you is what it says in the
Fisk
show,
you.
right? Fisk you. But yeah, no, I think that
Well,
I needed to get
you
that
know
out
what's
of the way.
funny?
That's it.
The It's gonna sound bad, but like I don't want to say there's parts of the past two episodes were boring, but
Right?
they're
That's not the
not
word. Not entertaining to
they're
us.
not as interesting because again, to your point, it's literally literally just stuff that's happening.
Right.
Um,
Okay. I think we're on the same page here,
yeah,
right?
yeah, no, no,
But
I see. Yeah, it's
but but you don't want to
it's
fault
the
the
boys
show.
have the same problem, right?
Yes.
And funny enough, they actually came out and talked about how the last season of the boys that's coming out next week was written and like the script was done before the past election.
Right, exactly. And same goes for this show, right? Like this show,
Yeah. So there's just it's neat in some ways, but again, life's been pretty fucking crazy.
yeah,
Where it's just how do you top that?
yeah. But
But
the thing, yeah. So say what you're gonna say.
oh, I was say I find some parts of the supporting cast and the scenes around it not as interesting in this season because that, for lack of a better phrase, that trick, right, of like, oh, they're doing some crazy shit has worn off. That allure has kind of gone. But
I think we're just a little numb. I
a
think
little
is what it
numb.
is. We're numb to the world, and yeah, the
But
escapism's not there, right?
but when Daredevil is kind of daredeviling, it hits pretty good.
Yeah. So that's my thing. That's what I wanted. That's why I wanted us to have that conversation first, because I had to remind myself after watching the 2 episodes of, I'll just say it. We were eating shit, right? We had to eat shit. And guess what? We're not done eating shit. We have to eat shit for a whole lot of episodes. But when we've eaten enough shit, and when Daredevil's eaten enough shit, some people are going to pay real bad. And I think that's the part I'm not allowing myself to be jaded by, is I know that it's going to suck. It's going to suck. It's like Spider-Man, right? Like Spider-Man has to have, like, Spider-Man's at his best when he's just emo as hell, when he's just like the world is beating him down. And that's Daredevil too. Like Daredevil's life has to keep getting worse. And I would just like to point out that there was a little scene in I think the third episode that was like focusing on Poindexter, like Bullseye for a minute, right? Bullseye shows up to the church and he's like, "Hey, is there a nun named Maggie here?" You know, and you're like, "Oh my God, Bullseye, really?" Like, this is what I love about the show, is this show refuses to stop rewarding you for watching the Netflix show. It wants you to know that it is checking all the boxes. It's crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. It knows that there is a character that we haven't mentioned in a while, Daredevil's mother, who is a nun who works at the church, that Matt has not visited that church for a while now, right? But Poindexter went to visit that church. And why? Probably because he wanted to kill Daredevil's mother for fun. And thankfully, she's on a sabbatical in Rome, and I don't think Bullseye is financially secure enough right now to go to Rome just to kill her. So he's not going to be that petty right now. But it is nice to know that he was that petty. He was ready to do it.
It's funny you say that, because in episode 2, we talked about it last week. We're like, why don't we just out Daredevil? Right? Like, and they sure enough answered that question as to the why.
I did tell you they would. Yeah.
And then to further that point, when the Josie's gets raided, there's like a sonic weapon that kind of throws Matt off for a bit. I'm like, okay, they're not like completely stupid to what's going on.
They're getting tipped off a little bit. They're getting the pieces of the puzzle they need. There was another one that I got addressed that I really liked also, which was the cliffhanger, or the post-credits scene of the end of season 1. Kind of rubbed me wrong, right? With the Punisher getting out of the Red Hook detention center, right? Because it's implied he got out, right? Like, I mean, we know he got out. Obviously, he's got a showcase coming. He's probably in an episode of this show too. Like, he's. I don't think they're gonna just mention Frank in this episode without Frank showing up at some point, right? But I was kind of annoyed being, now that we're revisiting the detention center, like, because Swordsman there, and Karen and Matt are trying to figure out any information they can about this place, because they can't get inside. It's like a fortress, right? And the whole time I've been thinking, why didn't Frank help the other people get out? That's kind of shitty, right? Like, they're all illegally detained there. Like, they're all decent people. I can promise you that all of the people detained there are better people than Frank Castle are. So, like, it kind of bummed me out to know that Frank got out and he didn't help anybody else get out. So I really appreciated this episode when Matt finally found his way in there. The first thing he freaking did is just start unlocking cages. Like, without even thinking about the repercussions of how this is going to work, how they're going to get them all safely out of there. No, the first thing he thought of is they all got to get out. And I was like, I love you, Matt. I love you so much for just doing that, because it might end up bad, but you don't care, because you know that the worst thing is to leave them there. And so I appreciate just how many little questions got answered in these 2 episodes. Also, I mean, we kind of already knew, but we did say last week that's BB, right? That's BB that's impersonating Kingpin
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
they gave us the answer to that too. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of little things that are they're making sure that your questions are getting answered in due time, and I appreciate that about that. So yeah, I can't really fault the show much. We were talking about it before the show started about like how we managed to never talk about Heather last week about Matt's ex-girlfriend,
Oh yeah.
and how I meant to tell you last week that um, I hate that character so much, but I think that's the whole point of her, because there is a point where she's threatening Swordsman by telling him, "Hey, you know, you don't got no rights
They
here. I
gotta
can
get her
just."
mask. They're already. She's gonna be the new
I
muse, right?
know, I know. We can see it coming. Like they're telegraphing a lot of things, but like, but she has to know on some level she's the bad guy when she's threatening to have police come in and rough them up, or
Mhm.
she's altering like you know, psych evaluations for the court. Like, you're the bad guy. You know that, right, Heather? You got to know that. So you're hanging out with the Fisks regularly. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, so
Mhm. I
whatever.
do like
It's fine.
the other nods we got with the mayor and or sorry the governor
Yeah.
in episode 3, where they're kind of like further laying out the how, right, everything's happening.
Yeah.
And she kind of says her point of like, hey, whatever you're doing is working, right? But
Hmm.
she's got to draw the line.
Yeah.
And I do like how these other external forces are kind of starting to come into play. Like, you know, obviously, Wilson Fisk can do and kill whoever he wants, but I kind of want to see him take out the governor, right? Like, what does a kingpin scheme to kill the governor look like?
Yeah. I
What does a
also
king?
like that they reminded us that he totally squashed the head of the police commissioner last season too. Like,
Mhm.
and that was coming back also. You know what I mean? Like, um, yeah. I mean, I know you say there's a lot of these characters that were not really doing it for you, but you know who was doing it for me is Daniel.
Oh, Daniel's great.
Oh my god, that's this character. I
He's gonna
can't
die.
stop.
He's gonna die.
I also kind of like Buck too. Cat what is it?
Mhm.
Cash Buckman. Like, I
Yeah,
like
Buck got a little
seeing
more backstory and
we got a lot more understanding of him. We got
mhm.
to see him eat a hot dog too. But we also got to really just understand that like they're all in these very precarious situations, and they need Buck Cashman. I said Cash Buckman.
Mhm.
Buck Cashman. All of these people are playing a very dangerous game, and they need to be very careful about
Yeah.
how they proceed. Any one of them could die. Like, I loved how the police were trying to clean up their mess with Cherry, and they came face to face with other police that are not having it. You know what I mean? Like, I love that everybody's drawing a line in the sand as to what they're willing to tolerate. And I think the fact that the show keeps telling you rebel, resist, that's really important. It's really important that, like, if you're watching this show and you're not seeing any parallels to your real life, that's interesting. I'm not going to judge you, but I'm saying just keep listening to the show, because the show is asking you, what is your line? Where are you willing to stop tolerating the things that you see in life? And I think it was interesting that there's a moment in the show where Karen and Matt are having this debate about their line, right? And Karen kind of not so subtly brings up Frank and how, like, I wish Frank
Mhm.
was here, right? And
Yeah.
Matt is like, really, really, Karen, you think killing these people is the best solution? You know, and she's like,
She kind of thinks about it, and
But the funniest thing for me about that scene is, oh my God, how ripped was Charlie Cox?
Oh yeah, that's his one scene, right? He's like,
that guy is way bigger than he used to be. And I was like, Lindsay's like, how is Karen even having this conversation with him right now? Like, look at him. That was nuts. That was nuts. That's an attractive man. Just come on, let's be real. I won't call you gay. It's okay.
I liked the little nugget when what's her name? The lawyer friend.
McDuffie.
Kristen. When
Kristen.
Daredevil visits Kristen McDuffie in her office, and like, I need you to tell me where it is, and she's like, I was blindfolded. And he's like,
I can work with that. I can work with that. Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's some Daredevil stuff right there.
I did appreciate that. You know what I don't appreciate, but again, I'm not going to be impatient. I don't appreciate how much courtroom drama is happening in the show without Matt in it. Are we going to get Matt back in the courtroom at some point? Come on, man. He's in a weird
terrorist
place.
Quasi.
I know.
Missing status.
But I do love the way Wilson's playing this whole thing, right? Like, he knows, he and Buck know who Daredevil is. They know who Matt is. And instead of letting Matt be a martyr, he's finding a way to make it difficult for Matt to do what he wants to do. And it's pretty clever. It's cool. I appreciate the dance that they're doing, because that's always the most fun part about the comic book, is the delicate dance that Matt and Wilson have.
And again, it's a nitpick we always have. I always have. The more crazy shit that happens in this city, some other people need to start showing up.
Well, I'm pretty sure they will.
I'm happy we got the swordsman. I'm happy we got a swordsman.
And we got a white tiger.
Yeah, we got a white tiger. But there's a few more people in New York that can that could pop in.
They're coming. You know they're coming.
I know they're coming.
So that's why I'm not mad at this show. Like, I appreciate the heavy-handedness of the 2 episodes, because it might not do anything for me, but I'm sure it's doing something for other people. So good job, show. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. Keep forcing this down our throats, because we need it. We need to see the world the way it is. And because the cool thing is, unlike the real world, I know that it will get better in this show.
That's true.
That's all I got.
All right. We will wrap it up there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next Tuesday with some more double D's. But until then, true believers.